just nodding about the situation. It looks like.
Okay. I don't say anything beyond just smiling and nodding, sort of like not sure if I believe it, but sort of playing along.
When now you hear a screech, um, a screech mixed roar as Wildbeak, trots up behind you. There are a couple guards at the gate that were manning it, and they look very very confused as this hippogriff just comes trotting into the courtyard. Um, Stands next to you, kind of, cocking his head towards the dwarf, looking at you, and just generally happy to at least be in your presence, at least for now.
Yeah, this is Wildbeak. Uh, a question for you. What are you doing here, by the way? Are you looking for us? There seems to always be people looking for us.
I say I'm
Always.
yeah I'm not here to look for you. I'm here. Remind me again. I'm here to meet up with Lek for something.
Yes.
Is that right?
Luck. So you have heard that there was a powerful. There are rumors that there is a around the circles of Ayun. There are rumors, and your order may have caught wind of this, wanting to pursue this piece of knowledge. There is a powerful wizard who has rumored a powerful artifact of Ayun in his possession. Not too many people know where he is, but they've heard that this cleric that you met up with about a week ago, who rumored to be a former companion of his, may know where he is currently. But throughout the week, um, she has been very. She answers your questions with another answer, more like she's been very evasive, and you were just at that point of frustration, like you were done with her games, when she seemed to receive a message from a very well dressed guardsman from outside the city, who was riding a griffin. You are you are from this continent. um, Okay. So could you roll me just a knowledge history, because not many people come across the Royal Guard too often.
Yes.
If you know
Yep.
who it was, or okay. You knew he was a Royal Guard from Valido, the capital city of Leona, and he, handed Lek a note. Well, a note was delivered from him to Lek. One of the kids, or Pip, had handed it to her, and kind of like in you were having a meal with her mid conversation, she looks at the missive, she looks at you, and she just left the table without saying anything. So you've been here for the past day or two, by yourself, and then the dragon came, and then she's back. That's
Okay.
pretty much what your week has been. Your week has been like. Like, you've been trying to get this information about this wizard who has the artifact. She wouldn't answer your questions. She just left out of the blue. She came back. There was a dragon,
Yep. Okay.
and that's all you know.
Okay. So yep. I just say that I've been told that Lek have you met Lek?
And
That's what I
Lek is
say to
like,
them.
hey,
Yes.
she spots that you've all been introducing yourselves, and this,
Yes.
the old woman, the hobbly old woman that you now recognize. She doesn't have the club with her at the moment. It's probably somewhere, but she slowly, very slowly shuffles towards you guys, not exhibiting any of the strength and dexterity she currently had whilst fighting. And she's like, "Ah, I see you've all met each other." In this old, haggish like voice.
I step forward and say you fought very well
Ah,
against that
there's
against
some
that.
youth in these old bones yet. Now
Well,
that I
nice
have
nice to
you
know.
all in one place, I would like you all to meet me in the in the meeting room. It's a conference room. it is on the far end of the of the building. Castoff, you've been to it like the first time you came. You were in there with Pip and Lek after you explained to her what your business was being at the orphanage. So you know the room where it is. So she's like, if you just follow me, please. And she starts hobbling towards the building. And not caring whether or not you guys are following her or not. Just
I'll
making her
follow.
way.
I'll follow. I'll
Okay.
follow.
Let's go.
Yep. And
Follows.
while we're following, I'm sort of talking to them, talking to the rest of the guys, and saying that the wood elf, the lady, talking to them that that we that I that I'm looking for this wizard, and I guess I know his name is Ixen. Do
Yeah.
I know the name?
Excellent.
Okay, then I just sort of asked them to have they heard of the wizard named Ixen, because that's who I'm looking
Shaking
for.
no.
I believe we have. It's
Yeah, I think we have.
ringing a
Would
bell.
he be the guy who's the chronomancer?
Ixen was the second recommendation that Lek would point in order to get into
Oh, so
Al
he's
Gore.
the maybe immortal one.
No, that's the other
Like
tiefling you're thinking
Jonah.
of. So Ixen is a tiefling. He's a tiefling wizard that used to travel with Lek. Lek said she needed to get you guys to Al Gore in order to get you home because you would have to meet with the king. Unfortunately, Al Gore is kind of in a Iron Curtain situation. So only if you know people like royalty or important figureheads or anything like that, that's the only way that it could get you into Al Gore. Lek volunteered to write one of those recommendations or missives for you, but you'd have to get the other one from her friend who was in Ironfast. And she did mention the name Ixen, a drunk that she used to travel with that helped her on her journeys.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys whether or not you want to relay this information or not.
Why are you searching for Ixen?
Well, that's something that I choose to keep a little bit secret between me and my order of Ioun, but you seem to be trustworthy enough that I can tell you that I am. I'll at least say that that I am looking for an artifact that I believe Ixen either is aware of or may even possess. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Cool.
So this artifact has nothing about asking a question and getting the answer for?
You were
Say,
just
look,
you were just told, Kassoff, that it was an artifact. You did not know what the extent of what the artifact did. They literally almost had no information on Ixen other than the fact that he could be in somewhere in Ironfast. You're not sure where, but apparently she knew, and there was an artifact involved. This is the first you've heard of answering questions.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sort of posturing that I know more than I do. Maybe deception, I don't know, to sort of make it seem like I know more than I
Yeah,
do.
sure. You
But
could try to deceive them. It's cool. You
okay.
guys can roll insight if you
Oh,
wish.
damn. I rolled a crappy insight.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
the worst insight rolls today.
All right, you.
Yeah.
Akros, this dude knows way more than you do. Like so
Guys,
much
this guy's
more.
a genius.
Wendell, you get the feeling that he is keeping something from you, but you just met him, so. But you are
Yeah.
also probably keeping things from him, so you just met, so there's a lot of keeping from keeping each other, sort of secret deals happening so far.
What did you answer, Casa, when I said, so this has nothing to do with something you can ask question and get answers?
I
What did you
said to that question I will give no answer.
Alright, so you said that to him, but to Akros, he heard was, I know all the answers.
Then
Yeah, Ramas,
then I
you're
say-
like on the fence, like, yeah, maybe he knows more than us, maybe, probably does more know than us, but, you know, not a whole lot
Maybe
more.
he's full of crap.
Yeah, maybe. So
Then
yeah, go ahead.
Then I say to Ansel, well, then you get to know that I know that Ixen exists.
Okay.
Excellent, excellent.
All
Thank you for that. That's not very helpful.
you
You are
hear
not very helpful, you either.
you
Okay,
hear
well,
Lek kind of chuckling as you guys are walking down the hall. So you've entered the building, which is this very beautiful alabaster domed gold building with rune. It looks like there are dwarven runes in the front of the premises that seem to, like, there was a spark of electricity, but that seems to fade as you see Lek crossing the threshold. The runes, the sigils seem to um, dim as she crosses this threshold. I'm going up these white stairs. When you first enter the establishment, there is a large grand foyer with a chandelier made of black iron atop which are glowing magic light sources of of light bluish color that seems to light up this foyer area. She takes you down one hallway, which is a beautifully, carpeted. The carpet has. It looks like it has depictions of dragons, of beasts, any of nature, flowers, weaved into this Persian like carpet. The walls have many tapestries, though it looks like the tapestries are more for keeping warmth in the building, which is it is the building is quite warm, but it's not very stuffy, and there are ever burning torches, lanterns just lighting the hallway, and you pass many doors. Every once in a while, there would be a young child that comes from one of the doors to the side, going into another door on the side, and then coming out again with these like handful of pillows and blankets and bed sheets and running towards the outside, as well as other servants as too. Until you get it to in front of a set of double doors at the end of the hallway, made with the same white stone as the building itself, except in this case, instead of dwarven rune, well, there are dwarven runes in front of the double doors, but inlaid in the alabaster door, there are it looks like elven script just written in gold, it looks like, or a gold like material etched around the edges of the door. Um, if you guys want to make an arcana check, you can if you want. About the nature of the elven script or the dwarven runes or whatever. All right. Well, no, you know Elvin. You easily know what this is. This looks like a very very um, intricate kind of warding spell against scrying. It looks like, and Sylvan as well. So it is written in a dialect of Elvish that isn't spoken too commonly. You know that higher some of the older members, like Sylvan. It's actually very very similar to Sylvan. You know that the older elves, wood elves and high elves alike, on the other continent, um, linguists like love studying this. It's an ancient text. It looks like part of an ancient text that was around roughly 2,000 years ago. It's actually I mean, Lek may have written this. She may have hired somebody to do this, but this is clearly warded against any scrying attempts. The dwarven runes, cast off. You probably know a little bit of it, but Winnow probably knows more. Um, the dwarven runes contain and they're similar to the ones outside. They seem to contain a high level. probably kind of a magic to them. Wino, you immediately recognize them as runes used to dispel magic coming towards the door. It was designed, the door itself was designed to ward off scrying, as well as the runes in front, situated right in front of the door, would ward off, like, if there was a fireball. You don't know whether or not strong enough to, hold back a fireball, but if there was like a fireball or maybe a lower level spell thrown at the door, it would dissipate. But you see her, you hear Lek whisper something in Sylvan, actually, um, and then touch some parts of the door. The door opens, and inside is a long stone table made probably of a marble-like material um, with cracks of black in them and flicks of gold. Very very nice cushioned red chairs, ever-glowing torches around the chamber. Um, with a hand motion, the doors close behind you, and there is if Denethor was here, I don't know where he went. Maybe his internet's out. There is a picture in this room at the far end of the room with what looks like. I'd like everybody just to roll a straight wisdom check because I don't. You weren't with Denethor when he was accusing his mentor, so yeah. Ramas might know. Okay. Ramus, the woman, so there are four individuals in the picture. There is a green dragonborn, a half-elven woman with dark black hair, sitting next to her, sitting with her, it looks like a panther of gray coloring, a large panther of gray coloring, a tiefling who looks drunk off his ass, even in this portrait, and a younger version of Lek herself. And most of them, well, the Dragonborn looks quite stoic. Lek has her arm around the half-elven woman, like they're both smiling, and the tiefling looks like he's holding up a bottle with a stuffed rag in it, and he's just like, there's just like this wild drunk grin he has.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like more of the green dragonborn is giving like a look of disdain towards the tiefling. And Lek goes to the head of the table. She motions you, please, 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 please sit. And then in front of you, she puts her hand on the table, and there is a small platter of fruit and cheeses that appears in the center of the stone table. And she's like, okay, now that messy business is out of the way, and she motions toward the outside, we can actually get to the real business that we can carry on with. Kasov, I know that you are quite frustrated this past week, and I apologized. I did not want you to go back to your order right away. I had received a message from a contact in Skoruk that I was having guests, and that they might be headed towards the same region that you will be headed towards.
Very well.
Okay.
All right.
After the messy business of the dragon. So I assumed you have introduced yourselves to our esteemed dwarven friend, and
Yes.
I have a proposition for all of you. Now, I had told you back at the Blooming Orchid Inn that I would be able to get you guys home. She does not seem to specify home. And I still can. Actually, you see her reach into her bag of holding. While we were recovering from the drink we had the night before, I rode this, and she holds it out to 1, 2, 3. So let's see. She holds it out to Whinnil, and
I
there
take it.
is a very ornate scroll tube. It looks like the outlays are made of gold with delicate flowers, in a leather case, and she hands it over to you, Wendell.
All right,
This
I take it.
is my letter of recommendation, so to speak. This is the one half you need to get into Algor. The other half, you'll need to travel to a place called Tedum Ironfast. So if you look on your map, in the handout section under countries, Tedum Ironfast is at near the border of Leona and Ironfast, right at the border, at where the Red River casts off. You know where the Red River is, being from Ironfast. It's on the southern border of Ironfast. Tedum. Roll knowledge history for me to see how much you know about that place. It's a small town, but you may know a little bit about it. All right.
Everyone?
Decent roll. Tedum was a brewing sort of town. Since the you don't know anything about Tedum. You may have heard it in passing, but you barely know any. Maybe it's an Iron. Maybe it's on the other continent. I have no idea. And Ramas, it's a place somewhere else, but not here.
I speak up and say, Tedum, there's a lot of brewing there. I
Yeah.
know that.
Since most of Ironfast is mountainous, Tedum is one of the few places that actually produces its own hops, for brewing beer. But they get their imports of grain from Leona, because Leona is a big agricultural country.
You see,
Yes.
guys, he does know a lot.
You do know a lot. So she said Ixon is a brewer. Right now, currently. After he retired to the Firewater Brewery, where he makes an ale that will whip you back into shape. But he's been there for many, many years now, and you just let him know. I will send him a message ahead of time that you will be arriving. You will collect his letter of recommendation, and then you will be on your way. Do you guys have any questions for me?
There was some discussion about a portal to get these things from Forge.
I see. So I assume that you will be taking half of the dragon parts with you, since you assisted in the kill. I'm sure that Hunter was able to scrounge up enough dragon materials for both our needs. She kind of looks at Akros and casts off and kind of shrugs. But you'll be needing to get back to Forge, I assume, quickly.
Yeah, the things that are already made we need to get now, I guess, and the rest should maybe start be made.
Okay.
I'm sure they will make more there. They like dragon things.
They like dragon things.
I'm curious, what is the use of a dragon heart?
Oh, interesting. You did procure one of those. That would be most useful.
You didn't get both? Looking at her cross.
I think we did get both, actually.
You get both. You got both. She doesn't know. She
we
wasn't
only
with
got
you,
one
so she won't.
hide.
Any eyes?
I think Ramas over there, shot all the eyes or something. They were.
Oh,
they were pretty
that's a
tough.
shame.
I only shot one, and that was to kill him.
Don't be modest. Don't be modest.
That's too bad we didn't get it. Dragon hearts are anybody with a medicine check can roll this, actually. If you want to earn. Okay,
Oh my
wow,
God.
yeah, you know exactly what dragon hearts are for, Wendell. Cast-off does not. The dragon hearts? Can you eat those? You've heard of them, Ram. You've heard dragon hearts are powerful alchemical ingredients, especially being part of the treasure hunters, some of you may not know this, but Ramas himself, as a treasure hunter, you know that some people have asked, contracted your guild to get dragon hearts for alchemy purposes. Well, you know that they are
Really?
used in a variety of things, including if you wanted to make a potion of fire breath, for example, which would allow you to breathe as like a young dragon, then well, wormling dragon, then you could. The dragon heart also could be made into um, other things like superior healing potions. That is a possibility, Ramus. That is a very possible possibility. Let us discuss that after, if you don't want
Okay.
to reveal that to everyone.
That is why I typed it.
So potion of fire breath is also used for the dragon heart. There are a few powerful high level spells. You know that Thundrum would be interested in. Well, that could be cast that would use parts of dragon. Used in drink, used in food for high, um, costly foodstuffs for usually nobles. Um, there are also other properties as well. Let me just go through just peering through I want the Dungeons Master Guide. I need to look at the potions very quickly. It's used in. Oh, I see. Uh, not blessings, rewards, not the Book of Vile Darkness. You guys don't